Hello everyone, I'm Peyton and today I'm going to be doing my May wrap-up video. I read 18 books last month and this month I read a total of 12 books, which isn't my best, but a couple books got me in a rut. Okay, so let's get started. The first book I read this month was Enders by Lissa Price. Oh, my cover's on backwards. This is the second book to the Starters duology. I didn't like it. Really. The Starters was so much better. I read that in March. This book was just such a letdown, as it was just boring. I mean, the characters were kind of cool. Not really, but if you didn't know, Starters is about a dystopian society, kind of post-apocalyptic society, dystopian society, where old people go in young people's bodies and use them for their own purposes. And this book is just branching off of the first character in the book. She let the old people use her body. And then something happens, and this is branching off of that story, obviously. But I think I gave it a 3 stars. It was just lacking a lot, and I felt like something was missing the whole time. The next book I read was The Fall of Five by Pittacus Lore, and I really liked this book. I read Power of Six and The Rise of Nine last month, and I didn't like them as much. They were just kind of boring. But this book was really, really good. It was so action-packed, and I got through it in a day, I think. I gave it, 4.5 out of 5 stars. And if you didn't know, the I'm Number 4 series is about an alien who comes to Earth, and he's got powers, and there's 9. Trying to wink. There's 9 other children like him. And yeah, this is really good. I recommend the series. First and probably this book is the best, and then the next book is coming out soon. The next book I read was Brave New World by Aldous Huxley, and I really liked it. I don't normally read adult fiction, so at some parts I was confused because I like young adult better. But it was good. The concept was really, really cool. I gave this a 4 stars, but I don't even know how to explain it, but it's really good. Really good. It's intriguing. Or look up a plot overview if you like utopian. It's really, really good, and it's thought-provoking. It's really good. And I was surprised I liked it. My sister said too it was really good, but again, I don't read a lot of adult fiction, so I was surprised that I liked it. It's got a cool cover. The next book I read this month was The Coldest Girl in Cold Town by Holly Black. Wow. It was such an interesting take on vampires. The only vampire-ish book I read is Vampire Academy series. This was kind of a new topic for me. This is about America, where vampires were the vampire virus is all over the world, and then there's this place called Cold Towns, where the vampires can go willingly, and then humans can go there too. Anyone can go there. You'll get sent to a cold town if you're just a vampire out in the streets, but it's really good, and it follows this girl who was at a party, and everyone at the party except her was killed by vampires. I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars, I think, because just a couple parts threw me off, and it was lacking some more dynamic characters, but it's really cool. At the start of each chapter, there's these quotes that have something to do with death. So I thought that was really, really interesting. Yeah. The next book I read was The Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. That rhymes. Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. It was really good. It took me a bit of time to get through it. I do not know why. The font isn't that big. It's not even that big of a book. 400 pages, but this book is about this girl named Selena, and she is an assassin. She's such a bamf. She's really, really cool. She is hired by Crown Prince to be the champion of this competition, and she undertakes these tasks against 23 other people, maybe. No, that's Hunger Games, 24 people. 23 killers, yeah. Thieves and warriors. So there's 24 people who are competing to be the champion. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars, maybe 4.5. The next book I read was Cinder by Marissa Meyer. This is a retelling of Cinderella, the fairy tale, just with cyborgs, which was really cool. I wasn't expecting to like this because I've never really read robot books, but I read it so quickly, I was surprised. And I cannot wait to read Scarlet and Cress. I just bought them, but I haven't started them yet. But it's really, really, really good. I give this a 5 out of 5 stars, I believe. Maybe 4.5. The next book I read was A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. Oh, this book was so beautiful. Chapstick break. It follows a boy who meets a monster, and this monster is telling him these stories about life. They're not life lessons really, but it's just so good, and it's illustrated. So there are these gorgeous pictures, and it was just so good. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. I would have given it like 15 out of 5 or 100 out of 5. Oh, so good. I really recommend this. The next book I read was Since You've Been Gone by Morgan Matson. This was so cute. I didn't know it was going to be a romance. I knew there was probably going to be some romance, but I thought it was going to be a best friend journey, kind of. It's about this girl named Emily, who's best friends with a girl named Sloane. And Sloane always pushes Emily to do crazy things, fun things that is normally out of Emily's comfort zone. But then Sloane disappears one summer, but she leaves Emily with a list of things to do. List of 13 things to do. And through this book, it is Emily completing these tasks along with a couple other friends. I give this 5 out of 5 stars. The cover is so cool. The inside cover is I just thought that was really neat. It's a nice summery read because it takes place in the summer. But I'm still in school, unfortunately. Getting out on the 12th. No, 13th, actually. The next book I read was The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer. Oh, how I loved this book. It's so good. That was weird. This book is about a girl named Mara Dyer, but she gets in an accident with her friends, and then they are all dead. She's the only one who survived. And then she moves because she sees them everywhere, but in this new town, she feels like she's going crazy because people who she wants to die. So everyone she just has like a hate for dies, and you don't know if she's crazy or not, and there's just ups and downs and twists and turns, and I don't even remember his name. Or I love Noah. I love Noah so much. He's so sexy. Waiting for me to be read. Oh, the covers are gorgeous too. Just look at those. But I'm really excited to read The Evolution of Mara Dyer because this just left me on a cliffhanger. Not a major one, but still. It's really good. I recommend it. Highly recommend it. The next book I read is No Safety Numbers by Dana Lawrence. This is a letdown. The concept sounded really cool, so for thousands of people, I don't know if it's thousands, a lot of people get stuck in a mall when a biological bomb is discovered in the air duct of a busy suburban mall. And the entire complex is shut down, and all the people are stuck inside. They're being quarantined, and people are dying because of the biological bomb. But it just wasn't executed well at all. I gave this like a 2.5 stars because the characters were pathetic. The love was so stupid, and there was no climax whatsoever, and it just really disappointed me. The next book I read was Everlost by Neal Shusterman. Such a neat book. It's about these two kids who die, and they're stuck in a sort of purgatory. I don't know if I'd call it that, but it's in this place where they can see the outside world, but the outside world can't see them, and they're kind of like ghosts. And only kids are there, because the kids are the only one who get lost on their way to heaven, but they don't know if it's actually heaven, just lost on their way to the place after you die. And it's really dark, but it's really cool. There's so many interesting factors, and it's so neat. Neal Shusterman is a really beautiful writer. He has all these ideas of how this world is, and it's really thought-provoking and just so cool. It made me think about afterlife, and I recommend this. 2 books in the series are Everwild and Everfound, and they're beautiful covers. Look at them. I also have Unwind by Neal Shusterman, so I'm excited to read that as well, since I loved this book, and I heard Unwind is even better. And I give this a 4.5 out of 5 stars, just because there were a couple of things that didn't really add up when they may be solved, or they may be, solved in the next book. That's what happened with a couple other series I read. And the last book I read was City of Heavenly Fire by Cassandra Clare. Oh, so good. This is one hunk of a book. It took me from like Tuesday to Saturday, so I finished it last night. It just made me so happy, and I cannot wait for the Dark Artifices. Or artifacts or artifices? It's something like that. Artifice. But all the characters are so connected, and Will Herondale and Jem Carstairs and Tessa Gray are brought up in this book. That just made me so happy. And the inside cover was gorgeous. Look at that. I didn't know the Mortal Instrument series is about this world. It's our world, and there's magic, and there's these people called shadow hunters who are part angel, part human, and they fight demons. And there are these things called downworlders who are just like fairies, the F-A-E ones, not the F-A-I ones. And werewolves and vampires and all things great. It was so good. Before I read City of Heavenly Fire, I started The Monstrumologist by Rick Yancey, and I got 120 pages through before City of Heavenly Fire. And so I put this down because I wanted to read City of Heavenly Fire first, so now I am reading The Monstrumologist by Rick Yancey. This is my current read, and I just didn't want to finish it because I couldn't really get through it because I was anticipating City of Heavenly Fire so much. I was just waiting. So I was reading this on the Monday before it came out, and I was just so excited. And that is it for today. That was my May wrap up. It was a bit longer than expected, but I can't control how long I talk for. Bye guys. Have a nice day. Hopefully you have no school left. Okay, bye.